in order to use the word school, you actually have heard of a Japanese name like Gyoku Ryu, Takenoichi Ryu, Kogaku Ryu. The word Ryu, that we translate by school, in Japanese doesn't mean school. It means current way of thinking, fashion, continuity. So when the people have created a new way of using the body or weapon, it was not something completely set. It was just an idea that helped you to survive. And you need to wait at least 5 or 6 generations after that what was just an idea becomes something very sophisticated, well explained as a school. And at this moment you use the word school. And mostly you use the word school when it's a peaceful area, when you don't need any more to fight. And the beginning of the school, the beginning of the art is, what you need to understand is the first level, what we call shoden, the first transmission, the first level, is the highest transmission. So they used to teach always the top technique in order that if one day you lose the scroll, you lose something, you always can find your way. You cannot lose the school. Why? Because you understand what is the more important. And you can make it. So from that you can build what you want. 9 school means 9 life, and you don't have 9 lives, okay? So you need to understand the principle that we call Nippo Daijutsu. And this starts from Ichimonji. That's why Gyokuro Koshijutsu and Kotoryu Kokujutsu, actually Koshijutsu and Kokujutsu used to be the basic of Igaryu and Kogaryu, the two main schools of the ninja province. And Kokujutsu and Koshijutsu is the basic for using everything. So Ichi, Ni, San. Of course you can do what you want here. You can, when you strike here, you can do 1, 2, you can do 1 kick at the same time. You can do what you want. But what you want is not what the soke want. I mean in Japan, what you want is what you want. If you do correctly the first technique, after what you want goes without saying. That's why it's important first to limit ourselves. Limit ourselves in something correct. When this correct thing is known, respected, polish it, practice it through the years, what you want becomes useless. Because what you want is desire. And martial art is to go against your own desire. If you really want to seek the real... that's why it's close with religion at this moment. No desire, because no intention. If you have intention, feel it. You understand? That's why on the martial art, all the primary school, Takenu, Shiryu, Kageryu, Kashima, Shinryu, Kashima, Shinko-ryu, Tenshin, Shoden, Katori, Shinko-ryu, Nen-ryu, all those primary school, first school one, there is a very strong rules. Tai-ryu, Shiai, Nash. There is no fight against other school. Why? If the guy loses, the winner knows about the technique of the school, first. Second, you never show the school. You never show that you practice martial art. Technique, sometimes even the name of the school, sometimes people practice the technique but doesn't know the name of the school and the name of the technique. It was like a whisper. Like at the primary beginning of the book on the religion, you have something like that, it was already a treasure. So you keep it. So martial art was like that. You should not attack, you should not offense. And there is most of the school, most of the great foundator never accepted the place of shogun instructors. Because they know that life is made of changement and one shogun will overpass another one, etc., etc. And if they are with them, they need to commit suicide. All the top master never commit seppuku, never. That was just for stupid samurai, for the honor. So the life is more value than the honor itself. Life on itself is an honor. So here, if you show, if you do, that's wrong. That's why, no intention, no desire. You need to practice for the sake of the practice, for the sake of love, and for the protection of the people you love. And again, in the world of protection, you need to understand the word cause. Which cause? So imagine now, from me I'm just saying very easy word, it's not very deep or very clever. Imagine someone like Hasumi Sensei, the level of the man. The reason of why he practiced, the reason of his practice, the reason of the practice of Takamatsu Sensei, and before that. And try to look if the way you practice I don't ask the same, But if you respect that already, the way you practice will be more on the right way. Of course, if you like to do things in order to, I like my friend, it's a group, it's a social stuff, it's good. It's like doing chess, but you cannot call this martial art. You call this human relation. Martial art is something more deep. It's important that you know that when you do that, after you can choose. And of course, the choice is about you. And it's very important for all of you to understand that. You see a master like Hatsumi Sensei who have, I don't think we can use the word knowledge for Hatsumi Sensei because he is a knowledge, a human knowledge, walking world knowledge. And you look him moving, he have a certain age, he have a certain process on the body, he have met the right master put his life on his body, and this man is not a man, he's a part of an art. And when he moves, you see his form is very difficult to identify because we don't have the process, we don't have what we need, the missing piece to understand that. So, he moves like this, he uses his elbow, he uses his hip. For him, body doesn't have the same definition. Elbow doesn't have the same definition. When, for example, he said here, here I use my elbow, but his body is already on the angle. Here I use my hip, so people say I use my hip. The way he uses the hip, the way he's been educated in the way he uses his body, the way he disciplines his body, it's out of our definition, completely different. So that's why they said in the martial arts you need to forget yourself in order to grasp what is around in front of you. Because copy, there is an old saying by Confucius, if you copy the master, you die. If you follow him and you inspire yourself from him, you survive. The case of martial art is different because the purpose is different. You practice for challenge yourself every day. Not challenge yourself, challenge someone. Challenge yourself. A fight against yourself. It's a fight against your bad habits, the way you are. For example, if you have a way to answer, to talk to people, which is a little bit, disrespectful. It's also a way to be aware of every details of life, everything. So for martial artists at that time, it's to be aware of all the situation, who can kill me. If, for example, I eat like that, I cannot see here, so I'm gonna eat like this, my eyes are everywhere, I cannot do big movement, I don't like this, I can fall like this. And so for a master, it was like that. So the art we practice is created in this way. So when you polish your art and your body by following this kind of form, it's changed you. Think that every moment, try to realize and try to always have in mind that each of your movements you do, even if it's just a step or just a shift, inside there is what you're looking for. There is a connection with the art. Even the way of sitting, the way of eating, the way of talking with people, the way of walking. And if you start to think like that, even if you have to do washroom or whatever, wash dishes, clean the house, in all those movements there is martial art, there is an efficiency to find. If you don't do it, what you do, it's not martial arts, it's just frequent a class. It's just sports. Martial arts, it's everything, it's like a religious man. He doesn't pray only when he goes to the synagogue or to the church. Every moment of life is a dedication, he devotes himself to God. Just the fact of drinking a water become a prayer. And at this moment, it's not anymore Bible he read, it's a connection direct. Think about that. Those techniques are made, I'm sorry to say, but under blood of people. People have sacrificed their life. Some people have lost family, everything just to find one technique correct. Some people did revenge for understanding those techniques. So they are born, they are created under something maybe nasty, maybe wrong, or maybe glorious, or maybe noble, to protect yourself or whatever. So because of this, it's not something light. That's why I said to some people, put weight to what you do. Weight doesn't mean you put your weight. Normally in martial arts, you should use your weight correctly. So it goes without saying. Put weight is put meaning. Be there, stay on the line, do correct, push him to move correct. Some people said real attack. It's impossible to do a real attack on the dojo. You can fake the real attack. And people who can do real attack are already in a level of control a lot of things. Huh? It's not rushing yourself, it's not to rush too much. You rush, there is always a payback. Everyone understand? I know you're tired. I know it's more difficult to focus. I know all those kind of things because myself, I consider myself as a student. But this is the moment in classical martial art, and especially in ninjutsu. This is the moment where some gonna endure, persevere, and go deeper, and some gonna stop. It's not a question of victory or fail or lose. It's who can keep on going, keep on endure, remain patient. And that's why it's connecting with life, nature, and many things, because everyone can do that. But it's until which limit, which deepest. Yeah? Everyone are tired. Always think you're not alone. It will give you a little bit of boost. But it's very important. At the moment you're tired, the moment your energy gonna fail, your focus, your concentration gonna go down, this is the moment where something might happen. That's why holy men of the past, you can find this everywhere. They always said the critical time, the more interesting moment is at the end. And it's always like this in life. You sign a contract at the end. You talk 1 hour for nothing, but actually, and if you rush too much, that's why wait. This is one thing. So in order to understand art of sword, you need to understand long weapon. Huh? And long weapon are the best for educated and cultivate both sides of the body, because you practice, there is both sides. In the sword, there is only one side. And there is no record that said you should practice the sword only from one side. Most of the primary school, you practice both sides, because it's war. You need to face any type of man, whatever you have on the, whatever the weapon you have and whatever the hand you use. That's why each scroll, it's always writing at the end, side you practice both sides. I don't know if they knew all the impact neurophysiologic. I don't think so. But for sure, when you have to survive, you need to know both sides. If you get hurt from the right hand, how you do? You said, stop, please, I will come back tomorrow when everything will be all right. No, he kill you and take all your family, and that's not cool. You need to move always from kamae to kamae in order that when you do a movement, he cannot touch you, he cannot grasp you, he cannot hurt you. The kamae is like your own shield, your own protection. Everything you do a kamae, every time you take a kamae, it's a way of lock, avoid, move the sword and the center of your enemy. Each time, kamae should be this in your mind, not just if it's this, you make a big mistakes. That's why after Hatsumi Sensei, and you have the right, you said, like many masters, kamae is wrong. Form is wrong, because it makes you stiff. You need to understand the form, or pure pose, in order to break after the form. Kamae is your life. Of course, there is no form, but you can understand there is no form when you have the form. The question is, you cannot grasp something that you don't know, that you don't see. We talk about spirit, you talk about the heart, you talk about the muscle, but you don't know what happened inside. You don't know how is it. It's dark, you need the light. The light is the form. So again, if your form is right, your shadow is. Kamae means spirit attitude. Kamae. Most of people translate this by position. Kamae, the word kamae comes from no. No, you have the no. And on the no, they create this. And martial artists didn't have words for explain the word, the method. So they use word everything. Oh, that's so great. Oh, that's cool. That looks like what I want. But doesn't mean it's martial art. So they use the word kamae, which means spirit attitude. Kamae. Ready? Here, not here. Here first. But kamae means also what your body reflects. Your kamae must reflect what you really are inside. And when you are nothing, you become muge, move form, without form, formless. And if we look the process of ninjutsu, the process of the Hatsumi Sensei's practice, which is the more important, and Takamatsu Sensei's practice, because now we have the DVD of Takamatsu Sensei, so we can have a form, we can have an image, to compare. It's like, for example, when you start technique, you don't know how to teach. Tak, we're here, 1, 1, 2, Ichimonji no kamae. And when I step for the tsuki, you can move. Of course, normally, I should not talk about that. When you start to do things like that, it's not koryu anymore. We call this yakusoku, yakusoku waza, yakusoku katachi. This kind of thing are put for people who don't know martial art. It's a sports way of looking koryu. In koryu, there is no things like that, classical school. Attack, you need to be able to do the technique. If you cannot understand this type of distance by yourself, just by your noise and by everything you have, you cannot survive. Why? Because all those techniques were practiced already by people who had experience of war and fighting. This is one of the reasons that when Hatsumi Sensei have met Takamatsu Sensei, when he had 27 years old, he was already a master of many things. And he could see the value of that very deeply. How a master like that could still exist and know things like that. How a way of moving like this could exist. I'm 27, 5 dan of judo, 6 dan of karate. I'm talking with all the top men. I know Ueshiba, Mabuni. I do boxing, Chinese martial art. I have already more than 100 scrolls. I can beat anyone. I know all the martial art that exists. And this old man, 70 years old, does something I never see before. Let me know why. And you know the history after he became the soke of the 9th school. When your eyes can see big what is small, do you understand? Once again, when your eyes can see clearly means all the image of small details. I'll let you imagine what you can see on people's movement. This is what ninjutsu is about. That's why ninjutsu is invisible. Invisible because it escapes from the regular image of using the body. like Hatsumi Sensei and even Ishizuka Sensei in a certain level, the same things. For them, this is not nothing. This is not nothing. Huh? They will not give you what they sacrifice their full life if they doesn't trust you. And if you transpose this for Takama Sensei, and before that, and the time where a knowledge like that was meaning of survive or being dead, the choice of the student of a discipline was very heavy.